Managing maintenance and repairs. This is an interesting one. You need to be proactive when you're managing maintenance, right, to keep your property in good conditions, because you really need to prevent any costly repairs, and you want to improve your guest satisfaction by establishing some sort of structured maintenance plan so that you are also reducing expenses in the future. So for example, me, I have a plan of when to spray for bugs. My property is in the country. I'm careful not to overspray, but I do have to do some spraying. So I have a clear schedule that is automated where they don't need me to call them and say, hey, have you done this? Right? I also have a structured maintenance for my HVAC system and for certain electrical things that need to be done at home, right? My septic system, that's also in a maintenance routine. So some of these are not necessarily about automation, but it's almost about automating the reminders to make sure that you're getting your preventative maintenance done. So here is kind of like my checklist for preventative maintenance, but you will build one that works for you. I get regular HVAC services done, like changing the filter. I buy from Amazon a big pack of like, I think it's about 5 or 10 of them. Send it over to them. It's there. And every month they just go and they switch them. Duct cleaning, that's also on maintenance. We check thermostat for accuracy, but that's all done by my HVAC guy. I don't need to be doing all of that. We also do runs through the property to inspect for any plumbing or any leaks that could be happening, because when I bought this property, there were leaks that were popping up, you guys, every single month. At one point, I owed almost like $3,000. Thank God I was able to negotiate for them to lower the price, but it was a nightmare. So you need to be having your maintenance guys walk around the properties and doing checks. And you, my darling, need to be doing some of these checks yourself. Just walk around your property. Are there any leaks? Because trust me, honey, nobody will protect your money the way you would. I always make sure that all of the appliances are checked, smoke detectors, all of them. We switch batteries out about every 6 to 9 months, or sometimes when we hear them beep, we'll make sure that the batteries are switched off. So these type of things are basic, but if you can automate at least the reminders, it will make life so much easier for you. Before we close out here, I want to take just a few minutes to talk about how to handle repairs and tenant calls efficiently. You need to be able to have some parsing of, is this an emergency or a routine repair, right? If a pipe bursts, or there's flooding, or there is electrical failure, or a gas leak, or a heating failure, that is an emergency. And this needs to be handled immediately. You won't go to bed now, you won't sleep, it needs to be handled immediately. And it's important that wherever you have your properties, you know who the people are for emergency repairs and who the people are for short-term repairs. The thing about emergency repairs is that they are so scary and nerve-wracking. They don't happen often. And sometimes, who are you going to call at 3 o'clock in the freaking morning if there's a gas leak? But then you also need to know the distinction between what is a routine repair. A leaky faucet, a minor appliance issue, a wall scuff, something happened to the paint, or my light bulb is not working, right? That's a routine request. Yes, it's important to that tenant at that time, but you can take a little bit of a breather, take your time to find somebody, and then have that taken care of. Where short-term rentals become a headache is that what is a routine thing may quickly become an emergency, right? Like the other day, a guest called because they were like, the water, the heating element is too hot, blah, 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 blah. So we had to go right in and meter the water temperature in the actual water tank itself. So that could have just been a routine thing if it was a long-term tenant, but for the short-term guests who are paying a little bit more, it became an emergency. And honestly, this is one of the biggest cons with short-term rentals, right? Routine things can become emergencies because you're trying to give them the best experience or they will leave you a bad review. And despite all of that work, they still ended up not leaving us a 5-star. And when it comes to Airbnb, trust me, a 4-star might as well be a failed. You need to make sure that with tenant request that you provide a clear process for how your tenants will report the issues to you. Is there an email that they send things to? Is there a software? Is there a phone line? Now, most of us are going to be individual little guys until we become big if we wanted to. We could have something as easy as, hey, if there's a request, email it here or text me. And you have to be able to respond promptly so that you're really maintaining a good relationship with your tenants. And if you can, do those routine maintenance so that you're preventing any costly escalation from happening. Let's say you by yourself cannot handle many of the little things, or your handyman cannot handle a lot of the little things, right? Let's say it's something bigger. I lived at a property one time where I looked at my bathroom and there was goo seeping through the walls. Come to find out that there was a leak in the wall that had been there for a long time and was slowly seeping through on the outside. So they had to get somebody to come, cut out the wall, find the leak, fix it, dry everything up, and then replace that part of the wall that they had cut out. That is probably too much for a handyman, right? A contractor need to come. So if you need to hire a contractor, make sure you get multiple quotes for that project. And this will be for your major repairs. I want to be very clear here. Sometimes the emergency is too big for you to go look for multiple quotes. But if you can, you want to make sure you do your due diligence. Verify the license, the insurance, and get the insurance information. Get references if you can, right? So just like when you're screening a tenant, you need to do your due diligence to guarantee less headaches. You need to do the same thing for the contractors. I have never really actually I shouldn't say that. I've had a lot of contractor issues, but that's because for a very long time, I was doing my real estate off the gun, right? It's like, oh my gosh, a great property has come up. I'm going to get that property. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm going to do this. It's like I was constantly backed up against the wall. And when you're backed up against the wall, guess what happens? You will make mistakes, and you will make a lot of mistakes. So learn from me. Get the insurance. If they say that they're insured, what's the insurance information? I had somebody who tried to run with like $15,000 of my money. I didn't have the insurance information. I didn't take it. Now, I was able to recoup some of it, but not all of it. Another guy right now owes me like $800, right? Is the headache of $800 worth chasing after them? Probably not, so I'm letting that go. But I'm like, ooh, I hope karma catches you, right? So when you look at the $800 and the few $1,000s that I've lost compared to other people who have lost hundreds and thousands, I've fared pretty well. But working with contractors, it's a different level of due diligence. So please take the time, have a written agreement for all of the work that's being done, not just for transparency, but also in case you need to take them to court, you have that information. And make sure you are tracking that everything is being done. Okay. Often when you're starting a relationship with a contractor, you're both sweet on each other. Think of it like puppy love when you're first dating. But then very quickly, both of you begin to realize, wait, something is not right here, right? They always claim that it's us and we always claim that it's them. So you decide, right? Have clear payment terms. When do I pay you? Don't make it time bound. Make it project bound. Once you finish this project, then I pay you. This is how you save yourself money. A big mistake that I've made with my contractors, I made their project time bound. No more. Now it's going to be, hey, when you finish these different things, then I'll pay you. Not after a week, not after 2 weeks. No, that amateur nonsense we're done with. And you need to build a reliable list of trusted contractors, handymen, specialists, etc. Because I promise you, honey, good ones are very hard to find. And you pay the good ones with their worth within.
Before you go, follow me on my other platforms. On my business channel for career, business, and money strategies to build your corporate exit strategy. On my lifestyle and travel vlog for the real life behind the strategy. And on my podcast, From Corporate to CEO, for daily side business tips and motivation. But the real work happens in the community. This is where we support each other and build this together. Same values, same season, and same direction. I'll see you there.